Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. Good old heavens feel, and we are finally done with February 8th, which seemed to be a very, very long day. It was very eventful, it really was. We learned a lot, definitely centered around Sakura. Really, the whole playing field has changed, for better or for worse, but Shirou has pretty much abandoned his ideals. He's actually going the selfish route. That seems to be the direction here for this route. He loves Sakura, he's gonna do whatever he can for her, and the rage begins to, well, doesn't begin to grow, but it grows even more against Zoken Mato, because he has really fucked up Sakura with these worms, with the situation that she's in. 11 years of arguably, abuse, and her brother was probably a part of that. So, just a rough situation here, and it's really hard to tell how we're specifically supposed to save Sakura here. But regardless, Shirou will protect her. He will be on her side. I open my eyes. I stick my arm up in the air for no real reason, stare at the ceiling, and then let it fall on the futon. I keep gazing absently at the ceiling without getting up. It feels like my whole body is slow. My head is in a daze and my body wants rest. That must be why I don't feel like getting up, even though it's already morning. So I was told actually, either before this route or in the beginning of the route or both, that this was going to be the most censored of the routes. There was really no big deal with Fate and Unlimited Blade Works. We can probably see areas where it's okay, they cut some stuff out, it's kind of obvious, but it's really whatever. I think the most obvious part was Rin in the end of Unlimited Blade Works with that ritual that they did. That one was kind of silly, but it's really whatever. But according to people in the comments of the previous episodes, yeah, the censorship is really beginning to show. I guess a whole lot of things were kind of just scooped out for whatever reason. And it's not necessarily just, pure sex-related shit, but that is definitely a part of it. No, they've apparently cut out some other things that, is debatable. I don't know everything. I'm definitely going to have to delve a little bit into it after I'm done with this route, but it's kind of disappointing, Was there really a reason for it? This is a rated M game, right? Maybe the fatigue has been building up. A lot happened yesterday, but I didn't go to bed particularly exhausted. I probably feel this way because I didn't sleep enough. Sakura is in much worse shape than I am anyway. She's doing her best, so I can't let a little grogginess keep me down. I pump myself up for the day and get out of bed. Then the dizziness hits me again. It isn't from my body's slowness. It's like as soon as I look at my bedroom door, I remember what happened last night all too vividly. Oh yeah, he got his blood sucked. Oh man. If this is already making me blush, how am I going to talk to Sakura today? Rough times, man. I'll be okay. I've already run this simulation a bunch of times. There's nothing difficult about it. It's just a good morning like always. What am I getting so worked up for? Yeah, I think everything will be alright. Or not, but I thought Sakura would be in the kitchen, but she's already putting breakfast on the table. Yeah, good one. Oh my god. I tried to think of something clever to say, but draw a blank. How unimaginative, even for me. Wait, I greeted her already. Idiot. Honestly, I sometimes accidentally do that shit where, somebody has already said something, or I've already said something and I just say it again, like the, how's it going? Because I use, how are you or whatever more as a greeting, not really trying to, ask them specifically, how are you? And expect the answer. But somehow Sakura's reply feels exactly the same too. Her eyes go wide as if she's realized the same thing. I must be making the same face. The thought makes me relax. We've both been nervously looking forward to seeing each other. Yeah, I really don't think we need a third time here, buddy. You don't have to address it. I feel myself smiling. And this time I say it with relief. And then we awkwardly start eating breakfast. Even though we try to carry on like we always do, I still can't stop I still can't stop feeling nervous. There we go. Oh, me and trying to insert my own words. I move my chopsticks uneasily. Sakura eats cheerfully like she's gotten used to it already. Is this something that girls are better at? Her smile squeezes my heart. I'm still blushing while Sakura is calm, so I dig into my food to hide my embarrassment. I don't know why we're struggling so much here, man. I set down my empty bowl with a clink, but all of the side dishes on the table are still untouched. It took all my effort just to focus on my soup and rice, so I didn't even notice the other food. Sorry, Sakura, but I'm at my wit's end. I need some time away in my room to cool my head. The tactical retreat ends in failure. My escape route was cut off before I knew it. I silently hold out my rice bowl. Sakura returns my bowl with an extra large helping of rice, and breakfast resumes. Whether we want it to or not. Oh well, I'll just have to deal with this. I'm already the only one blushing, so I can't let every single thing Sakura does throw me for a loop. Still though... Sakura, ちょっと彼女は問題があるんじゃないのか? 先輩、問題って何ですか? She looks at me in puzzlement. In other words, okay. I guess that's what the problem is. Sakura doesn't see a problem with Rider sitting silently next to us. だから問題っていうのは... I glance at Rider. She seems to notice the imbalance I'm getting at. 私に気を払う必要はありません。食事を続けて結構です。Okay. She urges, just as gracefully as Sakura. She still just scares the absolute shit out of me. I don't know, like, she just... that aura about her, you know? 先輩、彼女のことが気になってたんですか? I am. そのようですね。確かに、彼とは何度か争った仲です。食事の場に旧敵がいては落ち着かないのでしょう。そんなことないです。先輩、ライダーを恨んでなんかいないもの。Well, this is a pickle. I don't resent Rider, but she's on the A list of people I'm bad at dealing with. どうでしょうか。彼の食事が進まないのは私がいるからのようです。目につくというのなら席を外しますが。だからそんなことないです。ね、先輩はライダーがいても構いませんよね。 I mean, we actually do need to talk with her as well, so we might as well just rip the band-aid off. I'm in a tough spot. But I'll say, I'm fond of her, I can't deal with her, more importantly, aren't you going to eat, Rider? I don't know if I want to say I'm fond of her, but we could ask if she wants to eat. I don't know if that would be a good thing or a bad thing to ask, but I don't think we should say the second one. I feel like that would be a terrible thing. You know what? Let's ask the third one. You know, let's go with the third option. If I'm being honest, it's hard to deal with her. Still, I know that Ryder is on our side. Ryder being here isn't what bothers me. Rather...
Ryder, 朝飯食わないのか? 俺とさくらが食べてるのに一人で正座してるだけってのは言いづらいだろう。
Like, honestly, we're probably gonna miss out on brownie points by not going for the first option, but I feel like this is better. I feel like this works better. I feel uncomfortable that Ryder is the only one not eating.
食べません。
Yeah, that's obvious, you're not. Oh, she's kind of upset.
なんでさ、サーバントだって腹は減るんだろ? セイバーは黙っててもよく食べたぞ。
彼女は私たちとは別です。私は人間としての栄養摂取に興味はありませんし、それにあなたたちの作法は私には合いません。
What's that supposed to mean?
なんだ、箸が使えないなら使えないって言えばいいのに。
先輩、
ちょっと待ってろ。ライダー用の食器とスプーンを取ってくる。
そうですね。それじゃあ私はオムレツを作ります。さくら。いいからいいから。ライダー、ご飯食べるの初めてでしょ。これからライダーにはお世話になるんだから、せめてこれぐらいさせてください。
It's crazy. We have, like, an absolute murderous machine here, you know, that we're trying to convince to eat breakfast with us. That's just weird. Sakura comes to the kitchen cheerfully.
なんだ、どうせだからスープ作るか。コンソメ余ってただろう。
はあ、いいですね。トマトも余ってますし、パパッとやっつけちゃいましょう。
And so Sakura starts making breakfast for Ryder. Ryder watches from the living room while Sakura happily shuffles back and forth. Maybe this was the right option, you know? Actually, now I'm curious. Was there actually, like... Yes, okay. That was a really good option to make. All right. It's 9 a.m. by the time we finish breakfast. We skip school. Now that things have gotten this serious, I don't feel like going to school until the Holy Grail War is over. One of the reasons I went to school was to fight together with Tosaka. Now that our alliance is over, there's no point going out during the day. And most of all, it's too dangerous to let Sakura go outside. She's acting like she's in good health, but she could collapse at any time like she did yesterday. Kuromine's treatment bought her time, but Sakura is walking on a tightrope. I don't know what Zoken intends to do, but I can't let him get anywhere near Sakura, especially in her delicate state. There's nothing I can do if the crest worms inside her start moving again. Shinji used the drug, but Zoken was the one who implanted the crest worms, so he could probably activate them again just by looking at her. And Kuromine did say that Sakura doesn't have much time left. I'm the only one who knows that. I can't even tell Sakura or Tosaka. What I need to do now is end this war while Sakura doesn't know the truth. I don't have the power to save her, but it should be easy to save her with the omnipotent power of the Holy Grail.
先輩、さっきから怖い顔して変ですよ。学校は休んじゃいましたし、ゆっくりしていいと思いますけど。
いや、休むのは戦いが終わってからにしよう。今は戦いに勝つことだけを考えないと。
先輩、戦いってまだ続ける気なんですか?
For her sake, yes. Her anxious tone is a little unexpected. I've had a hunch for a while now that Sakura has no intent to fight. She should know that the Holy Grail is the only way to heal herself, but she doesn't even consider it as an option. She has an aversion to fighting. Sakura is extremely afraid of hurting other people. That isn't wrong, and I don't intend to deny her feelings. Sakura can stay the way she is. I'm the one who's made her cry, and it's my role to fight.
ああ、戦いは続ける。話し合いで済めばそうするけど、そうは言ってられないだろ。ゾウケンがサクラを解放するとは思えないし、サクラには悪いけど、あいつに聖杯は渡しちゃいけないと思う。残ったマスターは4人。俺はこの中からサクラを勝たせて、サクラに聖杯を使ってもらう。
Yeah, we've got Zoken, Rin, and Ilya remaining. So, Rin is going to be, a tough one that we're going to have to deal with. And then there's Zoken. Of course, he's going to be the hardest to deal with. Ilya, I'm not entirely sure. The thing is, we don't have any qualms with her. She's actually somewhat siding with us. And I don't think Sakura wants to go up against Berserker. So, really, we should just be worrying about Zoken first, Rin second, and then Ilya third.
そう言ってもらえるのは嬉しいです。けど、先輩、遠坂先輩と戦えるんですか？
We're gonna have to find out a way to do so.
あいつが邪魔をするなら戦う。まあ、本当は聖杯なんて物騒なもんはあいつに任せたいんだけどな。あいつならきちんと鞘に収められるし、サクラを助けてくれるだろうし。
No, no.
そうでしょうか。あの人は魔術師です。
I can't fully deny it. Tosaka is a good person, I know it. But she's still a full-fledged mage. Last night she said that she would kill Sakura. Even if that's what the situation called for at the time, she still made her choice and was fully ready to carry it out. So, if it turns out that even the Holy Grail can't save Sakura, she will have gained a weapon even more powerful than Archer that she can use to end Sakura's life.
そうだな。けど、それでも遠坂にはできないよ。
I will say, it has been hinted to me, I think by a couple people, that there seems to be a little bit of a discrepancy in things. When Archer was fighting Rider, it's hard to say if Archer's plan was necessarily the same as Rin's plan. Rin obviously basically saying, very bluntly, we gotta kill Sakura. But I really, really, really believe that there's gotta be another way here. It's either we kill her or she goes, rampant. No, there has to be some other way. And I think the big way, that's obvious to me, is killing Zoken. But it's hard to say if, the Crestworms can still do damage. I think they can. But there has to be another way that we can actually deal with them. Like, can't we just X-ray zap them with some radiation and they would just, go away maybe? Something along those lines? That'd be pretty convenient.
どうしてそう思うんですか？
いや、確証はないけど、あいつは根っこですごいやつだからな。あいつが選ぶ未来は、きっと誰も失わない、とんでもなくハッピーな世界なんだと思う。遠坂は、最後には絶対桜を助けるよ。
You got to appreciate his optimism, but I don't think it's going to work out here.
先輩は遠坂先輩が。
ん？
いいえ、何でもありません。先輩がそう言うなら、私も信じてみます。
ああ、けど、正直あいつ任せってのは情けないし、譲りたくない。
I took Sakura's hand and made my choice. I can't let anyone else take my role. I'm going to do whatever I can to make Sakura happy.
先輩、気持ちは嬉しいです。だけど先輩はもう戦える状態ではないと思います。セイバーさんもいなくなって、遠坂先輩とも対立してしまった。
Yeah, the tables have really been flipped against us in this route, haven't they?
先輩はもう聖杯戦争に関わる必要はありません。だから今まで通り、どうか先輩の日常に戻ってください。私のせいで先輩が傷つくのは嫌だ。
バカ。そんなのさくらのせいじゃない。俺はやりたいからやるんだし、今さら降りられる戦いでもない。
I fought in the war as Saber's master. I chose to become a master of my own will, not just because I accidentally stumbled into the war. So I can't back down now. I'll fight even if I'm alone. I'm going to see this through to the end. It's the only way I can repay Saber for going along with my selfishness.
じゃあ先輩はどうしても。
戦いはやめない。そのためにこれから今後の方針を決めようと思う。ライダーもいいか？
Yeah, we should really clue her in on the
あなた
conversation
の意
here.
見は正しい。さくらはどうですか？
Sakura silently agrees. Good. Well, she seems to have accepted the logic of it.
よし。じゃあこれからの話なんだけど。
I look at Ryder. Since breakfast, I've gradually gotten used to Ryder's presence in the living room, but there's still something I want to address.
何でしょうか？
その目。うちにいる時ぐらい目隠しを取ったらどうだ？
I think she does mind.
お前の魔眼はもう知ってるんだし、無理に隠す必要ないだろう。
Isn't she uncomfortable keeping the blindfold on? Well, okay. So if I was actually, going through this, before having gone through Tsukihime as much as I have, then yeah, I'd probably say something stupid and totally agree with what Shirou is saying here. But with what I've experienced in Tsukihime, you don't really have the control that you think you might with some of the Mystic Eyes. Specifically, what I saw in that title is that you have absolutely no control. It's just there all the time, and you just deal with it. So I would feel that it's probably the same here. Medusa, anybody that she actually made eye contact with would freeze up, turn to stone. So I'm sure the idea is the same here, whether or not she, wants that to be the case or not.
つまり、私が美観を損ねると。
なあ、端的に言えばそうなる。その格好はともかく、目隠しは大変だろ？せっかく綺麗なんだし、暑苦しいのは取ったらどうだ？
だそうです、マスター。あなたの意見次第では、私も考えますが。
ダメです。そんなの絶対ダメ。
But why is Sakura so strongly against it?
なんで？さくらだってライダーが目隠ししてたら困るんじゃないのか？
困りません。大体ですね。ライダーの目は魔眼なんですよ。ちょっとした弾みで魔術にかかっちゃったらどうするんですか？
はあ、かかるのか、ライダー？
かかります。私の目は魔眼というよりは邪眼ですから。私本人が魔力をセーブしたところで、あなたを対象外にするのは難しい。
うわ、なんだそれ。ライダー、自分の目をコントロールできないのか？
できませんね。それゆえの称号です。ですが、昨日ほどの効果は望めないでしょう。あなたは私の魔眼が石化だと知っている。不意打ちによる認識洗浄は弱まっていますから、体が硬直するスピードは落ちるはずです。
そっか。じゃあ昨日みたいにいきなり体が麻痺するってのはないのか？
状況によります。あなたが気を抜いていれば魔眼の効果は上がるでしょう。
要するに気を抜かなければいいんだな。なら問題ないじゃないか。万が一魔眼にとらわれてもライダーは味方なんだからすぐに解除してくれるだろうし。
そうですね。私はあなたの命は取りません。そういった意味で言えば何の危険もありませんが。
ダメったらダメです。ライダーの目は石化だけじゃないんだから。
They do?
そうでしたね。では封印はこのままにしておきましょう。
Sakura pats her chest in relief. Anyway, I'm not really sure what that was about, but Ryder's going to leave her blindfold on.
そうか。気になるけど、ライダー本人がいいって言うんならいいか。
ええ。素顔を晒すのは嫌いです。以後、この件には触れないように。
Ryder says it coldly, her earlier levity gone. She really is hard to read. Maybe we're just not very compatible. Yeah, among other things.
話を
Even I
戻そう
struggle with her.
今後の方針だけど、とりあえずさくらはうちから出ないこと。ゾウケンと直接会うのは危険だからな。あのじいさんとはこっちで肩をつける。
Okay, let's not forget here that, sure, we'll, continue to sit here and protect Sakura, keep her here and everything. But yesterday, she was actually kidnapped from this very house by Shinji.
その考えは正しい。ですが、あなたはどうやってあの魔術師を倒すのです？何か考えがあるのですか？
I'm not sure what to say to that. I'm sure there are ways to beat him, but I haven't given much thought to picking one.
それは
My fate depends on my next choice. I have multiple options. Out of them, the most viable one would be...
他のマスターと協力すべきだと思う。事情を話せば味方とまではいかないにしても、ゾウケンを倒すのに手を貸してくれるかもしれない。
And this is how the absolutely wicked-ass alliance with Ilya and Berserker will begin.
他のマスターって遠坂先輩ですか？
No, we literally can't with her.
あ、いや、遠坂じゃない。俺、バーサーカーのマスターとは知り合いなんだ。イリアって言うんだけど、あの子なら話せばちゃんと聞いてくれる。
Shit, I think we should even head over to their mansion right now. To be honest, I can't leave Ilya be either. Tosaka aside, I have no idea what Zoken will do next. He was willing to force Sakura to fight by planting worms in her. Ilya and Berserker are much stronger in direct combat, but Zoken is a schemer. He knows he can't win in a duel, so he will use other methods. So, Ilya can't get careless, even if she has Berserker.
バーサーカー。あなたはあの強戦士が我々の味方になると。
He actually does speak like a regular person. Sure, he roars and everything like that, but when Berserker was fading away in the Fate route, he actually just spoke normally and everything. It was very jarring.
味方とまではいかないにしろ、しばらくは見逃してもらえる。それに、協力は無理でも、忠告ぐらいはしておきたい。
That girl came to this town all alone. Ilya was raised to be a master and given the name Einsburn. She's more than just a stranger to me.
そうですか。けど先輩、そのイリアって人の居場所はわかるんですか？
ああ、前に見せられた。道順は記憶している。広い森なんで、想像通りにはいかないだろうが、半日もあればたどり着けるはずだ。
It's crazy that this is actually coming to use here. I can't believe it.
半日。それって今から行くってことですよね。
Honestly, I think we should all go together right now.
そうだな。ゼンは急げって言うし、今から行けば夜までには帰ってこれる。
It's a rushed decision, but a timely one. I've been wanting to thank Ilya for her help yesterday. Moreover, I have a feeling that everything will change once I bring up Zoken's schemes and that unknown shadow.
行ってくる。できるだけ早く帰ってくるから、さくらは部屋で休んでいてくれ。
わかりました先輩。それなら、せめてライダーを連れて行ってください。
Okay, so I
何かあっても
was
必ずライダーが守ってくれますから。
I was thinking of the plan of like, okay, we want to just have like a direct attack against Zoken. It'd probably be best if like, one, we hide Sakura somewhere, we just keep her hidden somewhere in this house or something, just make it a little bit more difficult for somebody to try and find her. And two, Shirou and Rider team up and go for Zoken straight on. So, Sakura won't be affected by Zoken, hopefully, and the goal is simple. Rider will see Zoken as an enemy, Shirou as an ally, we take him down with Assassin, and hopefully that helps her case.
そうか。
But like I said earlier,
その方が安全だよな。
that probably won't 100% free her from the worms. But I can't do that. It's just as dangerous to leave Sakura at home by herself. No, much more dangerous, since she can't defend herself against Zoken.
いや、ライダーはサクラを守ってやってくれ。もしゾウケンが来たら、魔力を消費する戦闘は避けて、サクラを抱きかかえて逃げること。ライダーの足なら追いつかれることはないだろう。
Ryder solemnly nods as if she had the same idea.
ほら、ライダーだってそう言ってる。今回、サクラはお留守番だ。
けど先輩だって危険です。あの森は。
心配すんな。危ないって思ったらすぐに逃げる。それにイリアはマスター以外に興味はないんだ。マスターじゃなくなった俺が言っても危険はない。
Alrighty, I guess our plan is set here. I give Sakura a reassuring clap on the shoulder and leave the living room. Now then, first I'll go to the shed and prep something I can use as a weapon. Yeah, I think we should definitely bring something that doesn't look as flimsy, but it does suck that here in this route, we aren't relying on projection whatsoever. Sakura sees me off as I leave the Emiya house. Excuse me, I'm carrying 2 wooden swords and a tubular shinai bag, and something light to eat later, excuse me. I don't have a map or a compass. I still have the sense of direction I got from the magecraft Ilya cast on me. All I can do is rely on the memory of what I saw, and my own intuition.
10時前。タクシーで1時間、森の中を歩いて4時間。
Yeah, it's gonna be a long, boring-ass trip, actually. I hope it only takes that long. Anyway, I'll have the taxi drive slowly while I look for the entrance to the forest I saw the other day. Once I find it, I'll leave the car and walk the rest of the way. If all goes well, I should make it to Ilya's castle before sundown. I'll think about what to do next once I meet Ilya.
Shirou.
What's up, Rider? I hear something nostalgic from my house behind me. That business-like and cool way of addressing me, it's not Saber. The way she said my name politely and awkwardly, yet as kindly as she could. I say a name that can't possibly be here. It's not.
待ちなさい。出立の前に話があります。
But it shows just how much he misses Saber. Even so, they had such a short time together. That does hurt. As I turn around, I accept reality. This is Ryder. The girl who said my name in that way isn't here anymore.
いいけど、なんだ。こっちも急いでるからな。
私の質問は一つだけです。あなたはサクラを守ると言った。その理由を私はまだ聞いてはいません。
It's because we love her, Ryder. It's the power of love.
それ、俺は信用できないってことか。
ええ。私はサクラほどあなたを知っているわけではありませんから。
Well, that makes sense. Ryder wants to protect Sakura, not me. So she probably wants to know what I'm thinking, at least.
一度しか言わないから、この手の質問はこれっきりにしてくれ。もったいぶってるんじゃなくて、人前で言うようなことじゃないからな。
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
いいか、俺はサクラが好きだ。それだけじゃない。昨日の夜、サクラに魔力を。
そのようですね。朝、サクラの魔力は安定していました。外部からの供給がなければ、サクラはまた熱にうなされていたでしょう。
Well, she's saving us the trouble of, admitting all that.
それが何か？
それだけだ。俺はサクラが好きだ。サクラを守る理由はそれだけだ。自分が好きになった女を守るのは男として当然だろう。
では、あなたはサクラのために戦うのですね。目的はあくまでサクラの体を救うため。
Really, his only benefit of the Holy Grail is for Sakura. Because from the very beginning, Shirou never really had a goal with the Holy Grail to begin with. Excuse me. So, yeah, there was, a little bit of, that being up for debate in the Fate route, but that got dashed away. We saw that confrontation with Kodamine. So here, yeah, if we had to, choose somebody to pass that on to, it would be Sakura. I just hate it because, and we got a little bit of a hint, in the bad ending we just got, Yeah, there's not really going to be a Holy Grail for us to use either. You know, we're just going to be running into some trouble there. The Holy Grail is not what we think it is, so if we can't have the Holy Grail as a, you know, actual solution, what are we going to do?
いや、するよ。聖杯が何であるかは知らないけど、それがさくらを幸せにしてくれるんだったらいくらでも使ってやる。
さくらを幸せにする？
そうだよ。今までさくら一人を苦しめてきた。だからその分、どんな手を使っても幸せにしてやりたい。
Ryder says nothing. She just stands there. Maybe now she knows why I'm embarrassed to say this out loud.
よし。ライダーの質問に答えたんだから、今度はこっちの番だ。要望があるんだけど、聞いてくれるか？
The thing is, she doesn't really have to. She could just say, no, I'm good, and just walk off.
ええ。私にできる範囲でなら聞き届けますが。
I will say, though, a little bit of her mannerisms, the way she speaks here, like this line especially, it also kind of reminds me of Saber. You know, they're completely different people. They really are, but god damn it, guys, I miss her too.
簡単なことだ。さっきの呼び方だけど、白って発音じゃなくて、
God damn it.
違うアクセントにしてくれないか。
うん。わかりました。白でいいのですか？
いや、それじゃ白だ。もうちょっとなんていうか。
No, that sounds pretty funny. You should do that.
白。
This is pretty ridiculous, actually.
白。
You could just call him like Emiya-san or some shit, right? Is that like not on the table? You don't have to call him by his first name. Ryder grapples with the pronunciation. Yes, not then. I just caused her trouble by making her try multiple times. Ryder's blindfold and dark clothes give her a thorny image, but she's actually quite sociable. I don't know about all that. Somehow I get the impression that she would be a little clumsy in private life.
ごめんな。元のままでいいよ。
白。うん。発音はこれでいいのですね。白。
文句なしだ。悪いな。俺のわがままに付き合わせて。
わがまま？あなたは白と呼ばれることが不快なのでしょ？なら、私に発音を訂正させるのは正しいと思いますが。
まさか。さっきの呼び方は好きだった。
Yeah. It's because I liked it that I don't want anyone else to say it that way. I know it's a silly thing to get hung up on, but I want her to be the only one to say my name that way.
本当にただのわがままなんだ。ライダーが悪いわけじゃない。
わかりました。あなたがそう言うのなら、私も理由は問いません。
それじゃあ行ってくる。さくらのことをよろしくな、ライダ
ー。Oh, she will. I wave at Ryder and start running. First, I need to go to the intersection and hail a taxi. I'll take it to the outskirts of town and find the entrance to the forest that I've only seen once. Yeah, but he's got that intuition. I wish I had shit like that. I'm always having to rely on, like, maps and everything. Good old Apple Maps or Waze or whatever. Google Maps at times. Just, I gotta have something. She's left alone. There is no longer any meaning in the boy's war. No longer a master, he charges off into danger anyway. Meanwhile, the girl who is the cause of it all is resting at home. The reality sinks in.
彼は森に向かいました。後悔しているのですか、さくら。
The servant inquires her master's feelings. Eyes gloomy, the girl shakes her head once.
後悔なんてできないでしょ、ライダー。
そうですね。確かに意味のない質問でした。
けど辛いことだけじゃない。私ね、不謹慎だって分かってるのに嬉しいの。
Even as she says it, pain fills her expression. Her lips feel practically sewn together by her guilt, even as she speaks of joy.
けどそれは間違ってる。おじい様は容赦なんてしない。先輩が戦う限り常に死の危険性がある。それに
It'll be a problem for her if she lets him get involved any further. The future holds nothing good for either of them. That's why she hoped that he would give up on the war and go back to their normal life. She doesn't have much time left anyway. She'd prefer to live the rest of it for him. However, beneath that desire, she feels a glimmer of hope that his fighting might allow them to be together longer. No, she's simply delighted to see that her beloved is fighting and getting hurt on her behalf. She doesn't want him to fight, but she's overjoyed that he's doing it for her. Two competing wishes vie for her heart, and she's stuck unable to decide which one matters more.
嘘。結婚なんてしてないくせに。
She mumbles in anguish, keenly aware of her own dark nature. That's right. Actually, she wants him to fight. She wants him to save her, to make up for all the time during which he had never noticed her. So it's all right if he gets hurt. She's thinking something she never should. She clutches her chest in pain. The worms inside her wriggle up and down her nerves as if responding to her dark desires. It was only an instant. That single thought of him getting hurt is enough to make the worms violate her body even more. Wriggle, wriggle. Wriggle, wriggle. I hate this shit. All their squirming in her body starts to make her ears ring. A chill runs through her blood. My body is so disgusting, so wicked, to be aroused by something like this. The worms that dissolved in her blood become a sweet poison, heating her body. They swell and roil like waves, swallowing her consciousness. When she gets aroused like this, she always thinks, these defiled arms and legs can't be human. The dark longing makes her stumble, and she tumbles to the ground in a tangle of hair and limbs. She can't stop breathing. Her spine fuses together like sticky sap. It's no different from the things attached to her nerves. The more she tries to resist them, the deeper the worms invade her nerves, melting her mind away until she feels like she's become a worm. The ominous vision grips her entire body.
Sakura.
Damn, would you guys still love Sakura if she was a worm?
大丈夫。
Somebody commented that actually. I thought it was really
私は
funny.
まだ平気です。それよりお願いライダー。どうか先輩についていってあげて。
命令ならば従います。ですが桜、あなたの体とて長くはない。私を行使するということは、あなたの余命を削ることです。
I mean, I'm not okay with it. But I don't have a say.
どうせ長くないもの。今はちゃんとしてるけど、気を抜くとね、自分が何をしていたかわからなくなるの。日に日に記憶が曖昧になって、手足の感覚もない。今朝だって、なんか先輩を見送ってから1週間ぐらい経ってる気がするの。
Yeah, that feels torturous and horrible. She says it as if it doesn't particularly bother her. She's already accepted her death. Even as she tries not to shamefully cling to hope, she wants to protect him.
承知しました。主の命に従い、エミやシロウを護衛します。
ありがとう。ごめんね、ライダー。私がダメになったら、すぐに新しい人と契約して。先輩はちょっと嫌だけど。
No, I don't think they'd be a good
ライダーならい
match.
いかな。
They really would not be a good match. She forces herself to smile. The black-clad servant nods once and leaves her master.
良くない風です。宝具を使用することになりますが、構いませんね。
危なくなったら、先輩を連れ帰ってきて。
わかっています。けれど桜、私はあの老人ではなく、 あの神父こそ注意すべきだと思うのですが。
Ryder leaves with that last remark. That was a surprise. Her servant doesn't give her opinions. She has a stoic personality and carries out orders exactly as they're given. Until now, she's never made so much as a suggestion.
そうね。私も本当はそう思うわ。
Hey, at least I think we're all on the same page here about Konomine. A sing-song whisper. A languid, even graceful expression replaces her earlier gloom.
けど安心して、ライダー。だってあの人、私には勝てないもの。
Okay, a little bit of confidence out of nowhere here. She giggles, like a girl picking flowers. That was weird. Her whole tone changed. That was very strange. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about a lot of things going on here, really. Ah, lovely. A forest and birds and silence. And on that note, we will wrap it up for this episode. Damn, this was a good one. You know, a little bit of a reset, you can call it. You know, to, you know, get our bearings, figure out our next plan of action, talk things over with our current allies, which, again, very strange, the direction we're heading in with, you know, trying to team up with the people that we're, you know, focusing on. It is weird, but I'm all for it, actually. Like, whatever. Let's see what happens, you know? I miss Rin, I really do, but let's see how things go here. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.